Ho, ho, holy crap. It's the Wicked Wild. Our little family of evil elves have been hard at work to bring you a special holiday treat. So get in the sack. So, good evening to everybody that's listening. This is our special holiday edition of the Wicked Wild podcast, and we've got a humdinger of a review for you tonight. But at first, I need to talk to my co-hosts and kind of make sure that they're in the holiday spirit. Check their hearths and hearts for the magical feelings of the season. So first, we've got Eli, who is the baby Christmas boy. He loves it more than anything in the whole wide world. So let me check in with him and first make sure that he has sent his letter to Santa.
Did we get another co-host named Eli? Because I hate Christmas. I did not. You know what? If I ever write a letter to Santa, it'll just be a drawing of my middle finger.
Well, according to this movie, you know where that's going to land you.
You know what? Listen, according to the movie we're watching, I'd volunteer to help that guy, right? I'd be like, listen, you give me your birches. I'll go right behind you. Just start smacking kids. Just
You'll
start
be the hype
smacking
man.
them.
Hype
Oh,
man for
yeah.
Krampus.
I'm like, get him. I'd be like, hey, listen, I know you're using birches. Have you thought about rhubarb?
You know that thorn bushes can do a lot more damage.
I mean, if we really get crazy, glass and a cat of nine tails. You know,
it's been done.
Yeah, and like while he's doing all that, I'm like pooping on people's porches and stuff just because I can.
Because that's how the Mole King rolls.
That's how the Mole King rolls. Yeah.
Well, that's about enough of that. Jaime up in New York, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well. So have you ever snuck out of the house to meet up for a romantic interlude? Were you a teenage rebel?
Actually, shockingly, I was not much of a rebel. Like, I'm sure minor things here and there, but that was more my sister. I was the good child.
Ah.
Oh, look at you selling your sister out for Christmas. My God.
Oh, she knows. She knows.
She would embrace that?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Well, so, that's you had a urine smell in the air where you grew up anyway, so there's not a lot to
I forgot all about that.
Sneak out of the house to go do.
Well,
unless you're going to go bowling at the asylum.
Listen, Dave, you say that, but apparently nobody in this family could smell the urine bad enough to go bowling in an underground asylum. That's all I'm saying.
We're never going to let this go, are we?
Never.
It's our new favorite toy.
People see back to Cropsy Campfire Tales episodes to know what
exactly
what we're referencing.
Are we going to have to start footnoting every inside joke just so everybody can go back?
Yeah, and like on YouTube have like a little thing, like a little crawler across the bottom that just tells you like what we're, or a pop-up video style.
Like one of those Find Your Adventure books, but like, hey, now turn to page 43.
Yeah, I was listening back to an episode, and it is a high percentage of our content now is inside jokes.
We've now been distilled down to Family Guy.
Exactly. So, John?
Yes, sir.
Up in Detroit, Michigan. How's it going?
It is going quite well. And I have to say, I hadn't quite gotten the Festivus spirit until I sat down and watched this movie today.
It does have some cool decor. It's got an energy about it. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's got some excellent cringe. It's just like, yum. Just want to eat that up. And it's just like, oh man, it's literally so much of my holiday experiences. Like it's never all of this. It's like pieces of this, like little bits and highlights. Yes, we don't ever have this like buffet a la Golden Corral, like of cringe and holiday nightmares all in once. It's usually just you get a little one here and there.
Exactly. Yeah, if you put David Koechner in that kind of role, he's going to tear it up. So
it's funny. I remembered him being a lot crazier. He wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad.
So let me ask you this. So what was your, and of course, this is something we'll talk about later with everybody else, but I want to know from John, what was your favorite Christmas toy memory that you ever received for Christmas that you'd love to have turned into a murder demon? What would you have liked to have seen come back as a murder demon?
That's a great question. Oh, and it has to be Christmas related, of course.
Of course.
I mean, where my brain went to was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Terror Drone. but I was
Oh, that
given
would be a
that.
heinous demon for sure.
Yeah, but I was given that on Easter one year, so that doesn't really count. So I think
Wait,
I'd
you
have
got
to.
Easter gifts? Hold on.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
did I.
Oh wow! Look at some fancy
Must be
pantses we got
nice.
here, Dave. You and I were walking out of the woods looking for our walnut Christmas present. Now
Yeah.
these two are just given stuff.
I got a sleeve of friggin' Peeps. That's what I
Mhm.
got for Easter.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And dollar store candy,
Well, hey, man.
which they're all filled with marshmallow, which I never understood. I'm thoroughly convinced dollar store don't sell candy unless it got marshmallow in it.
It's true.
But I got one that you will quite resonate with, Dave. I don't know how it would work and be devolved into something, but it would probably involve Yoshi and Mario coming off the TV screen and destroying Christmas. But
Very
Super
cool.
Nintendo.
You got an SNES for Christmas?
Yeah, I think I got it like all the kids had it way before me. So,
That's a solid Christmas gift, man.
oh, yeah, I wasn't complaining.
Very cool. Well, if you haven't figured it out yet, tonight's movie review is on Krampus. And we're going to get into it here in just a second. But as we usually do, we're going to do our on-the-fly synopsis. And because I haven't called on him in class in a while, I'm going to have Eli make the selection of which of the three of us is going to have to give the on-the-fly synopsis tonight.
Oh my god! Does that mean I get to play the game where you have to guess what I really think about you based
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
I know it's been giving you anxiety lately, so I figured I'd
on it? Okay.
take the pressure off for the holidays. It's my gift to you, man.
Okay. Well, good. You know what? I've been looking forward to this.
He's gonna be hateful.
Jamie.
Wait, I didn't even ask you the
No,
question.
that's
Oh, you're
not how
asking me
this
the question?
works.
I thought I got to make up the question.
No.
Oh, this is a
No.
Christmas nightmare.
You've
Okay,
heard
guys.
us do this before. Right?
Yeah, I know, but I just got
You've been
real
on the
excited
show, right?
because I
Yeah.
thought I was gonna be the one to dole out some of the terror.
No,
All right, good.
doesn't work that.
Ask me your question,
He
guy.
came right for me first, too.
Yeah.
Well, I
It's-
was gonna ask you the question.
He's the kid who
Oh.
grabbed a present and ripped it open before he even looked to see if it had his name on it.
Hey.
That was for your sister.
Sometimes you get a vibe, you know what I mean? You
So
just know that's what's in that box. That's for me.
So the question, Eli, is who do you prefer? Is it Santa Claus? Is it Krampus? Or is it Frau Pechner?
Oh, for sure.
He knows Frau Pechner. I know.
Yeah, for sure. Now, here's where it gets a little weird, but for sure, I'm a Krampus guy, but I'm the old school Krampus guy.
Oh, Jesus.
Straight
real?
demon, covered in fur, with beastmen roaming with him. Krampus.
Well, he already knew this was going to happen because he's got the background already set for it. So, John, our resident
Oh,
Krampus.
Wait, hold on a
man.
second. Now, which one am I?
You know
You're
who
not.
you are.
You're the question.
Oh, I don't know if I like this.
I don't know if you know how this game works.
No, I do, but you have a name, right? For like you have our name associated with one of those three.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just
But if
trying to
I
figure out
ask
which one I
you,
was.
it's the other three.
The other three. You're
Yeah.
not involved if he asks you. So that's why you didn't have to.
Oh,
figure
you're
out.
one of them. Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
He's
All
one
right.
of them. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I got you. All right, I feel better about this then.
Okay. Well, we're
Well.
doing great.
I'm so
Hey.
glad we're here to validate you and make you feel secure in yourself.
Merry
Oh.
Christmas.
God.
He's the drunk uncle already at the Christmas party.
Telling you about my divorce 3/4
God,
way
this
in.
party hasn't even started.
Hey, you like that present? Your aunt cheated on me again. I'm 11. Yeah, just wait till you're 16. You get married.
You'll find out.
Oh man. Okay. So a little bit of synopsizing. So you got a family and you got a kid blowing up at a Christmas recital after we get a wonderful montage of what it's like to shop on Christmas and how everyone pretty much loathes the holidays. After that, the family brings an unexpected guest to stay for the holiday wonderful cheery season, and it's everyone's favorite drunk relative. She can pretty much slip into pretty much any character. So that being said, Max gets outed for still believing in Santa, and with that, he rips up his letter to Santa that he wrote for his wonderful, lovely Omi to give to Santa Claus, and brings down the curse of Krampus on the house. And with that, we get wonderful, wonderful horror and Christmas combined.
Sure do. He goes dark quick. We're going to get
Does.
into it. So, Jamie, tell us about your first experience with this here film. and what you think of it overall.
Okay. As many people know, I'm with Eli in that I'm not a big Christmas person at all. I love getting together with my family, so I will take any holiday, but everything else that comes with Christmas, the music, the movies, the cheer, the festivity, not really my thing. I do have a tree up this year, I will say, but
Yay.
I can count on less than one hand how many Christmas movies I actually like. So when this came out, I don't remember the marketing, but I don't think like whatever it did, it looked stupid to me. And I was like, okay, and Christmas, I don't care about Christmas. Then I found out who it was by. I love Trick or Treat. I didn't get to see it in theaters, but we rented it, I think, like very quickly when it came out. And this is not only one of my favorite Christmas movies, but like just one of my, I don't know, favorite movies is horror, but I fucking love this movie. Like, I like the cast. It's a lot of fun. You get some cool creatures and like effects in there. It's funny. And it just like, I don't know, it's my type of Christmas movie. If that, you know what I mean? Where like as least Christmassy as we can get, but it's like full Christmas, if that makes any sense. But
it's so Christmas it comes out of the other side of
it
Christmas.
could, yeah. I mean, it is not much. We're gonna talk about the movie, so I don't really have, I mean, that's it. Like I was very happy I finally saw it. Loved it from the moment I saw it. This is a staple. It doesn't have to be holiday staple, but it is. I mean, I tried. My sister and I tried to get it to be a yearly watch with my parents. That didn't go so well, but we did get 1 year in. We did get it on Christmas Eve.
They weren't happy.
It was like, yeah, I mean, because we're Italian, so we do the Christmas Eve and the Christmas Day, so you're there like all weekend, or I mean, all 2 days. So we tried to make this the new tradition, but it didn't. We got it once. I don't think we're gonna really get it again. So, but
Fair
yeah.
enough. John, what do you think?
That's funny. I kind of came to it a little bit later. I didn't watch it right away. I had no idea the Trick or Treat guy was involved at all. No clue. But eventually, as always, I want to see that, and I never got to it. Finally watched it. The sad part is it's such a and this kind of reminds me of Trick or Treat. The vibe and the aesthetic and the way the movie is, it's very like cozy and comfortable for me. Almost to the point where it's just like, feels like a nice, comfy sweater, and I kind of will, like, nod off, like, just because 'cause I'm just so comfortable. This is such a feel-good vibe. This is very much my kind of movie, and it took me, like, 3 or 4 times to watch it, not because I wasn't enjoying it, just because it was just, like, I was always watching at the end of the day during the holiday season where I'm run down, and today was also similar. I had I wouldn't say an awful day at work, but it was crazy, and I was run down, and trying to watch this thing today, I nodded off a couple times, but I've seen it like 5 times, so I'm good. Like, I didn't miss a beat, but no, I really enjoy it, love the monsters. I wish the terror started sooner with the monsters. That's probably, like, my only knock on it, is it takes a long time for Krampus and his minions to start going crazy. Because my favorite part's when the elves show up, and, like, they're in, like, the last 10 minutes, and it's like, there could be a lot more going on, and we can get into the ending and what's actually happening, but I wish there was more neighborhood people. Like, I would love like a Home Alone vibe with Krampus and his things, like more craziness going on. Like the kids watching the elves destroy the neighborhood would be awesome.
But there can't be more Never mind. We'll get into it.
No,
can't be more
I know,
neighborhood people.
I know, because what the story is. I'm just saying, I would prefer a.
You'd have enjoyed watching that, yeah.
Correct.
I think
like a Gremlins, a Gremlins and Krampus mix.
Oh, I think you'd like the other, like the version of Krampus they did not go with in this movie. I think you'd like him.
Oh, okay. Oh,
they didn't do that.
So Eli, what do you think of this flick?
Yeah, actually, when this came out, I had no, like, I'm not a holiday, like James, I'm not a holiday guy. There's not a lot of holiday movies I like either, and like, but like I like old legend stuff. I like Krampus, and so like when they announced, I was like, oh, that could be interesting. But when I saw the trailer, they kind of went with like the antithesis Santa Krampus instead of like there's a lot of legends where he's just a straight demon and he has like beast men, like goat men, and basically they Santa will go in these towns, and then just this demon and his horde of little demons run, and just anybody that is bad, they just go and like beat them with giant things of like thistle and sticks and stuff, and like Santa can't do anything, and it's funny because like you're supposed to lock your doors and stuff so they don't get in, and like then when I saw like they didn't do that, I was less interested in seeing it at that point. But then that was right when Mary and I first started dating, and she wanted to go see it. So, I was still trying to impress her, still trying to show her I was a reasonable person. So I went and saw it, and I liked it better than I thought I would. It's not a bad film. I'm not crazy about the ending, which I'm sure we'll get into, but it wasn't bad. It was better than I thought it would be. So it's not bad. Not a bad little Christmas movie.
You just feel the petulant children should have had more direct punishment.
Oh, I like to John's point. If this would have took place in a little neighborhood, and you just saw goat men and
Torturing
this giant demon carrying like a wad of like birch sticks, just beating. Oh my god, I loved it. Oh, I was like, yeah, beat them children.
I'm not sure how commercial that movie would be,
but how meta would have been, like, big giant goat man's demon, like, come from the bowels of hell with his little demon army. Oh my god. Oh.
I don't know. I think it might have more traction than you realize, Dave.
Yeah. So, see what I'm saying? Could you imagine
like an audience there? Is that what you're saying?
You could have had an old priest and a young priest involved.
What is going on?
I don't know about that.
I'm writing
what
a better movie
are
than Krampus. A better one than Krampus.
More historically accurate, apparently.
Yeah. You could even had people bring out the because in the legend, like, and like what's crazy is like when like people like parents told their kids, like, if you're bad, Santa, you have to watch. Not only do you have to watch Santa go to other people's houses and give them gifts, a demon's going to come and beat you. A demon from hell. And so then to even make it worse, they would be like, well, we have to lay out the birch sticks for Krampus, and they would paint sticks gold color and hang them on their mantle all year round. If kids bad, be like, I'm gonna have to give those to Krampus, the demon.
I mean, there are plenty of horror Krampus. I mean, other Krampus horror movies. God, that was hard
but
to get
they're
out
not.
but
They're
what
not
I'm saying
good.
is that's not
and
the
at least
movie.
this was decent.
Exactly. Okay, but
Yeah.
He wanted to make a Christmas movie. I think, like, we can get there,
still
but like
Christmas.
he wanted he wanted
Christmas
to make
demons.
a PG-13
Right.
horror Christmas, a Gremlins, like he wanted to make, and
Right.
I think.
Which I
That's
get,
the
like,
tone we go with then, because this does get dark while still being a comedy.
Yeah, like I get they were going like obviously it's more commercial than being like he's a straight
What
demon with little demon goat men running around. But like, how cool would a demon and some demon goat men be?
Goats come up on the show quite a bit.
Yeah,
because they're demonic animals.
No.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Look at their eyes.
So
Goat stole my pants once.
Yeah, we all heard it.
And he'll never forgive.
Merry Christmas. Listen, I once had time. A goat stole my pants when I was a kid. I still cry about it. I'm fine.
That's why Alicia left me.
It's like walking out my old country road. Your white tights. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Wow. And Eli's officially the drunk uncle.
Playing my role.
Just do what you got to do.
Stay in your lane. You're in there.
So for me, this is one that I did see in theaters off of a recommendation. I had seen the trailers and it didn't look like something that I was in for. And I'll explain. It is a movie that once seeing the trailers, the energy and the look of it was great. But for me, after I've gone through Halloween, Christmas is sort of a palate cleanser time for me to kind of recenter myself before I go back into a new year. So I don't watch a lot of horror movies around Christmas, and a lot of the Christmas themed horror movies were never really like Black Christmas or any of those. Now, obviously Gremlins is an exception, but it's a delightful, I wouldn't call it as much a horror movie. It's just a delightful little creature feature is what I would call Gremlins. But anyway, so I hadn't really gotten into it, but somebody told me I needed to watch it. And to your point, Jamie, what turned me on to it was them saying it's Dougherty who had made Trick or Treat. And I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And immediately you get the sense, and you all were just talking about it. I agree that what Michael Dougherty wanted to do was make a Christmas atmospheric movie. It's exactly what he did with Trick or Treat. He took all of the things that we think of Trick or Treat and made some amazing sets and atmosphere of what Halloween is. And I really feel like that's what he did with this one. So that was a lot of fun. I love the cast. Who knew that I needed Adam Scott and Toni Collette to be married?
Oh, it's the greatest
They
couple.
were
I
fantastic.
love it. I would take that in almost every movie. Is them married?
They need to have a TV series of just them having conversations back and forth just because of their energy. They're both so snarky and pent up and anxious. It's fantastic. Now, can you imagine? And I did think about this when I was watching this. Adam Scott, Toni Collette, Hereditary.
I was gonna say there's a couple moments Toni Collette's face was like straight
Oh,
up
she went full
Hereditary.
mama, yeah.
Yeah,
She's-
like her in the fireplace. Oh my god! I was like, that's from Hereditary.
Yeah, her crazy eye. Yes.
Yes,
You see
in the
it
fate, like the forehead, like wrinkles she had going. It's like, oh my gosh, that's the dinner scene right there.
Yep.
I rewatched
Absolutely.
Sixth Sense not too long ago, and like she was making those faces in the Sixth Sense.
Yeah, she always makes those faces.
Yeah. So, but on the flip side, this has never been a top 10 movie for me, and it's all about story. The story's kind of a mess. And, I know Eli was joking earlier, but I kind of agree that none of the stakes, none of the threats really pay off. I don't really understand, what Krampus's motivation is or kind of where it's leading to. So, and as we know from listening, if you've listened to this podcast at all, I'm very much a story guy. I enjoy that process. This one isn't like that, and same kind of conversation we had when we talked about Crawl. Crawl's a great movie. It doesn't lead anywhere, so it kind of drops me off halfway home, and then I got to walk the rest of the way. That's kind of the same way I feel about this one. The story's a mess, but it's beautiful. The personalities of all the characters are pretty unlikable. Just to be, I mean, even the kid is even kind of unlikable. He's just kind of annoying. He's just kind of, and of course his homie Omi is. I'm not sure about that relationship. I don't know what's going on there. But I don't know if she's giving him good advice or leading him into some really bad adult decisions somewhere else. And finally, the last thing I'll say is I hate the ending.
Yeah.
I just flat out hate the ending. It just drives me crazy.
Do we just want to start there? Why?
Yeah,
Which
absolutely.
ending do you believe it is, though? It's purposely ambiguous, but I will say that I had the graphic novel, which confirms one ending.
Okay.
The
Well, the
graphic
one that-
novel confirms the ending I believe. So which one do you believe?
Well, the one I've always taken away from it is when they pull out of the living room. Spoiler alert to anybody who's not seen it yet. Go see it if you care. Otherwise, where they pull out of the living room once everybody's alive again and they're kind of all becoming self-aware of what's going on, and they pull out to the globe, realizing that this is their version of hell is my assumption.
So no.
Okay.
So, I mean, not no. Sorry. Everybody has my take, and the one that's kind of confirmed in the graphic novel is it's kind of like you better watch out. You better, like, he's now watching. They've all been warned. They got their second chance, but he's watching now.
But that
And,
literally goes against.
So
And
the
that
globe
guy-
is not a trap; it's just a surveillance device.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, and that's where
Kind of like the
okay.
end of Men in Black when you like the.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what
I
I'm
hate
saying? You
that
pull
ending
out.
too.
I know, but I'm just like, it's
Like-
the only thing I can think of right now as
Yeah.
a pull out. I like at a scene.
Okay.
And
And
it's not, neither of these have been confirmed except that two things. The graphic novel, which I had, and for some reason is missing from my shelf. And the fact that I'm pretty sure Dougherty said something like he wanted to make a movie like akin to A Christmas Carol. And if you think about the Christmas Carol, like you learn your lesson and like
yeah.
you get your chance,
It's
but he
a
didn't
morality
confirm.
tale.
He did
Okay.
not confirm. And I will say that. And there is the take that they are trapped in some kind of like, hell is a little, but yeah, trapped in some kind of ambiguous limbo of like being punished, or they've gotten their lesson and now like he's watching because
You better watch
like, if
out.
you fuck up again and because if you think about it, Omi also had Krampus visit her and she's not in a ball. Like she's not in a, she like, he took her whole family and that was her punishment. She never got them back. Whereas the kid like apologizes or whatever, says he takes it back, blah, blah, blah. And like he gives him everybody back and we start all over again. And I think they all acknowledge it. They always remember. It's like a weird thing. Like, was it a dream? Did we really live through it? Did we, and that's what they're all realizing at the end. This is my preferred because even as someone who doesn't like Christmas movies, I want this to be my comfort Christmas movie in a
Right.
way. Like, I don't get many of them, and like most of them should end, Scrooged. I love Scrooge. This is a similar, you know what I mean? But it's a Christmas Carol. Like, he learns his lesson, he gets his second chance, and so
Well, I prefer that ending too. I hadn't heard that or didn't know anything, so that's cool. I'll have to watch it again and kind of watch that play out.
I mean,
Because
it's obviously ambiguous, Dave. Like,
Mhm.
it could be whichever version. And
Mhm.
when I was looking on the internet, a lot of people preferred the dark. I don't. It's a Christmas movie, and it's PG-13, and it's obviously made lighthearted at times. Like,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
so I prefer to think that it's a happy ending, a fun ending with a fun movie. But
And to Dave, like when I say like this movie's fine, like I don't really rewatch this because like to your point, the story was never great, and like it's real messy, and like but that's my biggest
It's a
issue.
set piece movie, yeah.
Yeah, and my biggest issue with the ending is like I understand like the ambiguity, but like, and that's where like a lot of it's disjointed because like he set up an ethos with that grandma, but then like now all of a sudden there's a third option.
Mm.
And like even the grandma was like, I was so sorry and whatever. But like, and he's like, but he always leaves one. Well, this time he didn't. And either they're in a snow globe or they're being watched. And it's like, all right. And to your point, then okay, then what's the point?
But I don't think she said he always leaves one. She said he left me as a reminder. She didn't say he always. We don't
See,
know
I
that
thought
in
when
the
you
past.
watch it,
Some
I
of these
thought
people
she's
haven't.
well, but you would assume though, like she's from Germany, the old country, like that
No, I
they
know,
have
but-
Krampus, right? So like you would assume because like the way she talks about like that is like this thing they have to deal with that like people would know what happened if you cross Krampus, right? It's ingrained in like their culture, and like it's kind of weird. Like this one, it's just like oh, he just kind of did whatever.
I don't think he comes about always though. It's kind of like if we treat it like Santa Claus, like there's those
Right.
few people who have seen let's pretend sorry everybody, let's pretend Santa's real. But like Santa's not just bouncing
wait.
around showing everybody.
Whoa.
It's like the people who catch him like having milk and cookies or catch him doing something. So like same thing with Krampus. Like there's not going to be a million tales of like, oh guys, they took my family. Krampus took my family. And next week someone's like, oh, Krampus came and took my family. Like it's like
Well, no, right,
it's
but like
a myth or like a whatever, a legend, a lore.
right, like I understand, but like she comes from the old country, right? Like he's been around there for like presumably hundreds, maybe 1,000 years. So yeah, like you're right, like it's not every family, but where she came from, he'd been around long enough that like that you would think that would kind of be ingrained. Like this is what you got to do to avoid Krampus. Like
No,
people
nobody
know
knows.
about Krampus.
The kid's the first person to ever in 2015. He's the first person
The
to ever like,
Krampus, you
apologize.
say, oh, so Krampus took
and
a like
take it
a
back.
60-year-old, a 60-year vacation. He was like, you know what? It's kind of me, that little girl. I lived her
but, like,
bell, took her whole family.
I just
Yeah.
want to ask you guys why, and I'm not arguing. I'm just curious. Like, how can you say it has no story? I would just say it has the most simplest of stories. It's like, be careful what you wish for. Like, the kid makes a dumb wish, he gets punished. It takes all his family by killing them in different ways or whatever, or just kidnapping them because some of them you don't even like see. But like, how is that not a story? It's a very simple story, but how is that not a story? Like, be careful what you wish for, and then they get it, and then they learn their.
Well, like, no, I'm not saying, I'm not saying there's not a story. I'm saying it's just messy because like they set up a lot of stuff, but like it doesn't go anywhere because like the family doesn't get along. And then all of a sudden, when this stuff starts happening, you really can't tell that because like they're all like, now that like they're all kind of working together or whatever. And like, no, I understand, but like you would think that as much as they don't get along and that's why Krampus is punishing them, that a situation like this would make that worse. So like that didn't even matter. And then like to me, like the whole grandma, what happened to her doesn't matter. Like it seemed like they were setting that up for something, but I think really it was just be like, well, we'll give some kind of backstory to Krampus.
Yeah, they just need a backstory, and I actually like the way that's done with the little animation. Like I think,
well,
that's
yeah,
really
like
cute.
that. Yeah, I like that too, but I don't think
no,
they
it's
should
just
have went this.
backstory.
Right.
You don't need.
Right, but like they set up they set up loose rules around Krampus with that story, and like I'm like, well, there's no point to that. Then she could have just been like, when I was a child, I heard about this thing, because like what happened to her doesn't matter.
But and the family though not getting along. I mean, again, it's the most base. I'm not saying this is a deep plot by any means, but it's the most basic of plots where like they do like literally it's spelled out when Champ Kind says like when Koechner says to Adam Scott like I'm starting to like you, and then even later he's like I'm like it. You know what I mean? Like it's literally said out loud that they're starting to like
right. But like to
come
me, like
together.
none of it was like it's just it was like a 180. And
no,
then
but yeah,
well,
it's a short movie and it's a Christmas movie.
But then like
Many of them have deep plots.
Right. And then like the other thing too, like you're like, okay, so now there's the graphic novel and that happens and stuff where sometimes a story gets confirmed or continued. But like, okay, so even if that's the correct version, what the graphic novel confirms, well then why is the grandma getting a third chance?
The grandma's getting us. Oh yeah, she's getting a third chance.
So then it's almost
Right.
like then to Krampus, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it once again, it then almost makes it seem like, well, none of this matters because he's just gonna give you 3, 4, 5, hell, maybe 7 or 8 chances. Did you leave
Yeah,
out beat? You'll be okay.
I think she's an anomaly. She just happens. She's unfortunate in her life that she has to witness him twice. I don't know. You just needed a backstory, so we had to have Omi there to say nonsense.
Well, right. But like to me, so like, but with like that story, because that, like, I don't really care about any of the characters. Today's point, a lot of them aren't likable. Really, what I thought was better about this movie was like it was like the killer toys were fun. They look cool. The effects look cool. The snow scene like looked cool. Like that's what kind of was like, oh, this is better than I thought it would be. But like, and like I like characters that like, but none of these characters mattered. None of their decisions mattered. Like none of that to me this mattered. To me, it's almost like being on an amusement park ride. Like I'm just there for kind of the thrills, and then that's it.
That's a good point. But sometimes I need like some. I don't mean me. I'm not arguing. I'm like sometimes you need those movies though that they're just fun. You're just there for the
Yeah.
ride, and like they don't make sense, and it's fine.
I'm like Dave. I like
again,
story.
like most Christmas movies. Let's remember that this is a Christmas movie.
Right.
Tell me how many Christmas movies are like
Christmas
that.
Carol. Christmas Carol has a big story.
Just
Yeah,
watch
but
Hallmark.
No,
I
thank
would
you.
never.
So,
Yeah.
so,
no, thank you.
so I'll answer the question from my perspective, Jamie, too. And I agree with a lot of what Eli said. What I would say is I didn't say it doesn't have a story. I said the story's a mess, which is what I kind of think of as because you have a kid who has got a pretty brutal existence. He's bullied at school. His parents are disengaged. He's losing his sister, who is apparently the one who he had a tight relationship for a long time. He's left with just the grandmother, who's this old country kind of folklorist. But he has this moment of he's being brutalized at the Christmas dinner table. You know, he's being embarrassed, and his dad's literally sitting there listening to this kid, this other kid, make fun of him and read his Santa story out loud, or his Santa letter out loud, not doing anything about it. Doesn't seem to give a crap. So he gets to the point that he kind of loses faith, which I understand that's part of the story. Tears up this letter and throws it out the window. So then my understanding is then Krampus comes to punish him for what's going on. And then there's also, and every time I watch it, I try and put the pieces together, and then I get frustrated and realize that the pieces don't fit together. There's like 4 different times through this movie that either Koechner's character or Scott's character make this reference to a shepherd's got to protect his flock. And none of them are protecting anybody. There's these parts of stories or these things that he keeps beating a drum to that I don't think adds to anything other than I genuinely believe Dougherty's put them in there because they're Christmas sentiments, to your point. I think he's just throwing them in there because it's a sentiment of the holidays. But I don't mean to say, I never meant to say that it doesn't have a story. I just think that the story for me, I'm left with a lot of loose ends. It's just kind of messy for me.
I think what happened is this is just speculation from something I know nothing about. But what happened was I want to write a Christmas movie. How cool would it be if toys attacked people? And then we wrote the movie. I mean, in a way, you know what I mean? Like, and then we wrote the movie. How cool would it be if Gingerbread Men came to life? How cool. I mean, come on, that Jack in the Box is one of the coolest fucking things I've seen in a movie.
Agreed.
Like, so I think these ideas, and then you have to put character, like you have to put people.
You have to have
And to
them
your
say
point
something,
too,
yeah.
they're all ancillary. Like you don't need to care about them because they're all gonna die, so to speak. Let's say.
Right.
But like, so like he had this, and then he just wrote around it and was like, "What do I put in there? What's the story that carries me through?"
Yeah.
Which I think.
What do I have the red state dad say to the blue
Right.
state dad?
Let's take all cliches and all.
Right. Well, I think that's what disappoints me a lot about this. And like, because like I said, I don't really rewatch it. And I think that's because he did such a fantastic job. Like Trick or Treat has such like a cool, like separate stories that are all connected and using all these like things from Halloween. And like, so he did it once and you would, and this time he's just like, and you're right. I think it almost seems like he's like, I want to see toys attack people. fuck it, I'm just gonna slap a bunch of Christmas shit on it, and we're only
Around
gonna
him, yeah.
but you're only like these parts are only the parts you're really supposed to like.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that kind of reads a little bit not giving him enough credit. As I've been sitting here listening, especially with Dave's looking for his stories, and he talks about every shepherd has to protect his flock. It kind of comes across like he wrote this story wanting to show the cool things that Jamie's talking about. Because I agree, they're so awesome. But I think it's kind of a little bit of a commentary on how hollow most people are afraid to admit that a lot of these Christmas movies kind of are. Like all these like turns of phrases. I would say for your vast majority of people, they probably don't take them very seriously. And they don't really take them to heart, even though it's the things that we want to take to heart, but we often just don't, kind of toss aside. So it's kind of him thumbing his nose, I think, a little bit at that. And then basically saying you probably should take those seriously because karma's going to come back and get you, or Krampus,
A third, fourth, fifth, sixth time.
Listen, he wasn't coming back for Omi, okay?
Yeah, he came back as a kid. Omi is just a bias, like
Yeah,
But she still got punished.
No, she faced him down. She sacrificed for the family.
Her family is being attacked by monsters. You don't think that's punishment?
Do you know what, like, my only pet peeve with this movie is? Because I do love this movie, so I have no negatives to say about this movie. I don't even care, story, whatever. I love this movie, but the Omi locks them out. This is so stupid, but she locks them out, and the kids start screaming, pounding the door. The whole fucking window was already broken open by Krampus, and Omi closes the door, and the kids like pounding, like no, whatever. And there's an open window right there that they could all jump through.
He doesn't really want to get Omi. No,
insane.
No. Oh no! Don't let me help you. Oh no! You're getting eaten by monster. Oh, sorry.
Okay, you come back in. Oh, sorry, I can't hear you.
Again,
oh, the door's locked. Ah.
Again. Just showing everybody's paying lip service to this stuff. Oh, I should say I want to help you, but I really don't.
Because there's a murder demon in there.
Correct, and I'm not going in there. Omi's more of a badass.
There's a jack in the box the size of my fucking house.
Crawling through my heating vents.
Think of a thing. It's bigger than a tiger, but it's smaller than, like, I can't.
I think it's crazy.
That thing is amazing.
One of the coolest creature designs.
It's one of the... And you gotta think, like, and I kind of agree with John too, with like, I think he is saying more than we're saying. Like, I think he is, but like, you gotta think that he had that creature in his head for a long time for some reason, like, has been waiting to break that thing out. Somewhere.
Yeah, it must have broken the budget because it got a whole lot more screen time than
everything else.
Yeah.
And I love Krampus design, and I know Eli probably has something to say about it compared to like actual lore, like, because I don't. This was like probably one of my first forays into learning about Krampus was like this movie, and then like, looking it up a little bit and seeing where it came from. And like, I like this Krampus a lot. I think they do a good job at keeping him like creepy, but like, and he's wearing a mask, right? That's a people mask, isn't it? Like in this movie,
it's
like
Santa's face.
It's Santa's face. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so is he like Leatherface for Christmas?
Yeah. Yes, he's wearing like a Santa face.
He
Like,
reminded
that's
me
not
of
his
another
face.
creature that used to wear a skin face.
You son of a bitch. It's Christmas. You're going to bring this up? You're going to bring that?
Could it be something else that might have some
had horns?
Yeah. You guys are going to do this to me on Christmas? Bring that hot shit up? Oh, you sons of bitches. No, but to your point, they kind of mixed because there's basically two versions of Krampus if you look at the lore, right? And they kind of mixed them together a little bit. Because he was like, this Krampus was kind of like demon from the waist down. Just anti-Santa from the waist up, which, I mean, it didn't look bad, it didn't look bad.
I think it looks pretty cool. His creepy fingers, I like the whole mask thing because it's creepy because it's only got one fate, like one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was an interesting interpretation.
Emotion, like, I guess I'm trying to say.
when you like, if you look at like the lore where it's like you have Santa and anti-Santa and they work together, like they're actually like kind of like they presumably are like both live in the North Pole. It does describe as like, oh, he's an old man with horns, whatever. He says he's a man with Santa's face and horns. So like that's kind of a cool interpretation, like this just slack kind of mask looking skin thing. So like that wasn't bad. Like it wasn't bad design. Like I didn't hate it. But like I will say it's like I said, I mean, I'm probably the same boat as Dave. We probably like story and characters more than probably and like not to go, like, your guys are probably right. He's probably thumbing his nose to a certain point, but that doesn't mean you don't have to have a coherent story in my mind. But one thing I will say about it's like all the designs for this stuff was really good. Like Krampus didn't look bad. The
Atmosphere
creatures
was
didn't look
awesome.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the movie
atmosphere
is
was good.
beautiful. Yeah.
It felt like you were there at Christmas. Like he did the same thing in Trick or Treats. Like that was all. That wasn't bad. Just not my cup of tea because Oma don't matter.
And I assume that you've been to the Krampus Hollywood Horror Nights, Jamie, right?
So I've
that
been
had to be
to-
a cool set.
I've been to so I've been to the official Halloween Horror Nights Krampus house, which was this movie, and the picture behind John, like so I went to that one in California, and it was a structure built outside, and it was the house with him on top, which was just super cool, and then super cool when you went in. And then I've also been to a Krampus like haunted house thing here in New York, which was really cool, and it was themed on Krampus. So like I've been to 2 Krampus themed, but I've been to this movie, and it was really cool because they did the Jack in the Box, and he was like a whole room of
Very cool.
But I've been
Well, that led me to one of my questions for you all is what is your favorite holiday creature design of any movie or anything that you've seen, or even an anime or a cartoon or anything like that? Because I have to say, I'm not trying to slight this movie at all, because this is probably, as far as a Christmas creature that's on the horror side, it's my favorite creature design of anything I've seen. Obviously I love the Gremlins too, John. So I'm not saying anything about that, but as far as a design that makes me think of Christmas, this is probably my favorite design. What about y'all?
I mean, if we're talking horror-y, then I mean I can't even think of many other creatures, not not just like horror movies about. I'm not a huge Gremlins fan. It's fine, but like I know people love it, but like, so to me that's not like the first thing I think of. There's not many other, and
Jack
I used
Skellington?
to like. Well, I was going to say that, but that's not horror. I don't consider Nightmare for Christmas horror.
Right.
If you want me to think of my favorite, Christmas themed design, it's all of Nightmare for Christmas, obviously. Okay. But like, I was trying to think of like more of a creature. I remember like when I was younger, I used to love, is it Christmas Future? Like the in Scrooge, there's like the monster one.
Oh
like,
yeah, the ghost.
I used to really like him. He has all the little things in him when he opens his
gosh.
But it's hard to think of that too, because like I said, with Christmas movies, like I can name 4 that I actually enjoy: Nightmare for Christmas, Elf, and Scrooged, and this.
Yeah, I always liked the Ghost Christmas Future in Patrick Stewart's A Christmas Carol.
I've never seen
I've seen that one.
Oh, yeah. What?
I've actually seen A Christmas Carol except for Scrooged. Like, that's the only one I've seen.
His
and maybe Disney.
Patrick Stewart is like not a Christmas movie guy. Don't really like this. If I'm being honest, like Scrooge is fine. Whatever. But if like there's like 3 Christmas movies I like. One of them is a Christmas and Halloween movie, which is Nightmare Before Christmas, Elf, and then Patrick Stewart's A Christmas Carol.
Eli, we got 2 of the same there. We almost have the same list.
I love
we almost have the same list.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I love it.
I can't believe none of you have mentioned Die Hard. That is one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time.
You know
it's
what?
Not one of my favorite movies, and I know there's that argument, but I don't think.
You know why I don't include Die Hard in that?
Because you're wrong.
No, I'm not saying that. Because to me, I can watch Die Hard every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? I watch Die Hard every day.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, you're right. It's an all year movie for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I watch it at Christmas. I watch it all the time. We're like Nightmare Before Christmas. Like I really like watching around Halloween and Christmas. Elf, I only watch in December.
Here's my thing about Die Hard, and I'm not arguing it because I know people think it's a Christmas movie, and that's totally fine. I don't have any problem with it. My definition of a Christmas movie, and again, I don't even like them. Christmas itself has to be a central force in the movie.
It is. It's a Christmas party at the
Christmas party, but it has nothing to do with the driving.
When do you have Christmas
was
parties?
The whole reason McClane was there.
God.
Yeah. When do you have Christmas parties? Not in July.
No.
Listen, is this a Thanksgiving movie?
He was
sure,
there
it's a Thanksgiving movie as well too.
Yeah.
Anyway, and
we've gone down a rabbit hole here.
Yes, and I know this is like a very common argument, but I mean, you were comparing Die Hard to like Elf. I mean, what?
Oh, it's
I know,
better
and
than
what's a
Elf.
Christmas movie? No way.
Well,
Sorry. I love
Dave.
Elf.
Dave already gave mine away. Gremlins.
Oh.
That's your
I
creature,
mean,
yeah.
I mean, Stripe. Dude, just give me Stripe, give me Gizmo. I'm ready to go. And that the movie. It's funny because I saw it when I was way too young to probably watch it, and that's like just been a staple ever since. So I understand if you don't really watch it at the right age or get attached to it, have any sort of nostalgia kick for it. Yeah, Gremlins is a tough one to grip. But what's interesting is it's like it's a little bit of kind of craziness because Elf also like one of my favorite Christmas movies. Nightmare Before Christmas. It's my favorite like Thanksgiving time to watch because you got both kind of crossover at the same time and brings in Christmas season. So that's for me. And Dave, of course, Die Hard.
My guy.
But I mean, the other one also linked to Die Hard that I think is a great Christmas movie. Iron Man 3.
Oh, nice pull. Nice pull.
Not horror related, but it's another Shane Black.
Yeah.
He
I know,
loves himself some Christmas.
He does. I know a lot of people don't think of this one too, but another 80s action movie that I always enjoy to throw on at Christmas time is Lethal Weapon.
I was just about to say,
That's a good one.
Christmas movie.
I'm getting too old for this.
Anyway,
I just don't like Christmas movies.
Did you say we didn't or you don't?
What I said, I don't. I just
You
don't
don't,
like
okay.
Christmas movies.
I'm the
except
same
for this
way.
one that we're supposed to be discussing right now.
I'm the same way, but like there's some of those I just don't like because I'll watch them all year round. So like to me, that's not Christmas. Like to me, if I'm looking at a Christmas time movie, it's only a movie I'll watch around Christmas time.
Yeah, agree. I mean, I'm not going to say I haven't watched Elf in the middle of July because I'm sure I have, and I'm not going to say that in 20-something years I haven't watched Nightmare for Christmas year round because I mean, people who don't know me that are listening, I have a sleeve to the movie, so it's not like people who know me know what my association with that movie. But yeah, but I do. But Nightmare for Christmas is my Christmas Eve movie. It's my tradition personally.
Okay.
It was our
It's my
wedding
Christmas
cake
Eve
topper.
movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
I
it?
mean,
I don't think anybody saw it.
I did.
Oh, did you see it? Yeah. I didn't even get to see it.
I stole
No, I
it
saw it.
actually.
Dave
You
has
stole
it.
it? You son
Yeah,
of a
it's right here
bitch.
on the shelf.
You son of a bitch.
It's looking at me right now.
You know what he's got right next to it? His signed autograph Blu-ray of Antlers.
You use that for firewood? Such a piece of shit probably won't burn.
No, I hold up the Antlers case and the Eli Jack Skellington and I make him kiss.
You son of a bitch. You know what?
Is there anything else we could say about this movie?
I did have another question, and we almost hit on it a minute ago. But obviously, as you said, Jaime, for Dougherty, this is 2 for 2. I mean, he knocked it out of the park with Trick or Treat for you, and he knocked it out of the park with Krampus. What's the next holiday you'd like to see Dougherty tackle?
See him do?
Yeah.
Easter.
Oh, you'd want him to go after Easter? Yeah.
I want a bunny involved. Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah.
That'd be some cool creature design.
He's proved himself to be so good with creature. That's the thing. Like, I'm trying to think of something we can incorporate. Like, and I'm also just trying to think of the holidays super fast. And like, what am I gonna pick? 4th of July? Like,
Evil Uncle Sam.
Thanksgiving.
What was that?
Oh wait, Thanksgiving could be a good one.
Ooh, yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Bring
all
the
right.
family
Sorry,
dynamic back for
turkeys
that
and but I want him tailing it from like a vegetarian vegan perspective. I want that.
Would it be evil turkeys,
I want that
or would it be
angle.
evil
Yes.
pilgrims.
No, evil turkeys.
They've already done that. Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know. I've seen Thanksgiving, but I'm just saying. I want you.
Talking about doing something
Dave
good.
asked me having
Dougherty
Michael Dougherty do it, and I want him to do Thanksgiving.
There you go.
That's my.
And if he does do Thanksgiving, I just need an homage to Blood Rage. That's not cranberry sauce.
My guy.
Any other questions or anything else y'all want to talk about? Like I said, I enjoy this movie. I didn't have a ton of notes from it because it plays out pretty straightforward.
Yeah, same. And I love the movie, and I have nothing. I have almost the least amount of notes with this movie that I have on any movie because it's straightforward. I mean, there's I recommend it to anybody listening
Yeah.
who may not have seen it.
It's a theme park
fun.
ride, yeah.
Like there's
Mhm.
I mean, you don't have to love it, but like I don't think it's offensive in any way.
Right.
Like
Huh.
I mean, it's silly, and
I-
but you know that going in.
It's like one of those movies. It was fine. I haven't watched it since the first time I watched it. I mean, like Mary's had it on. Like I think she's like you. She always tries to get us to watch it at Christmas,
Mm.
and like but I haven't really like sat through and watched it. And like this is probably my second time full walk through. And once again, I was like, fine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But how
Yeah.
cute are the gingerbread guys? Look at them.
They're awesome. The
Yeah,
nail gun
they're
scene's
so
great.
goddamn cute. They're so,
In-
and when the dog eats the one, oh my god, I can't.
The best
It's
girl.
like that Sari would do that if there's like she couldn't care less what's going on, but if there's food flying through
Oh,
the
look, a
air,
cookie.
she's
But
gonna
That's why I'm convinced. Like all the scenes with the creatures, they were cool. Like they were like they were done well, and that's why I really think like he wrote a movie around like I really want to see gingerbread attack people with a nail gun. Oh, there's a
Yeah,
Jack in a
well.
Box that's going to eat somebody.
Sounds awesome to me.
Yeah, the only creature that was a miss for me was the angel. It was just kind of
Yeah.
annoying.
The
It looked
doll,
kinda
right?
weird.
It's like a
Yeah.
doll, the doll one,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah.
There-
Yes,
there was
she's
what,
the
that
only one that's
robot?
like
The robot was cool.
Yeah, I like the
was
robot.
cool, yeah.
I mean,
And
there's every
The
creature in
elves
that
were
I think I
fantastic.
like.
Yeah.
The metal elves, dude. I want to see them on stage.
Yeah, they
Like
need to be
rock
playing
out.
with the Norwegian black metal band.
Oh, I'm so into that.
Like you go
So
to a
look
death
great.
metal band and it's just these they all come out on stage.
And they just laughed the whole time.
Yeah, I know some people don't like it, but like I kind of like that scene where they're on the snow and you just see them like like a tunnel, you know? It's like it was like watching like was it Wile E. Coyote like cartoon? Like
Oh
it
yeah,
was-
running through the.
yeah,
Well, it's like when because it is obviously a comedy, like that's the whole thing. Like even though it's got dark, even though it's just taking the family members and basically killing them all.
Mhm.
But like I think it's when they first see the Jack in the Box, right? Like Adam Scott's just like, "Oh, come on!" Like it's one of my favorite lines.
What,
and
in
it's
the
like not
attic?
even like it's just it's just like a
Yeah,
throwaway
yeah.
because I think it's when he sees that he just goes, "Oh, come on!" Because it's just like
It always
So
reminds me of the
absurd.
thing. The "you got to be fucking kidding me" line.
yeah.
That's what it's the exact same.
Well, it's the same, and it's like that kind of like
I will say this. I Adam Scott is so good because
love
and like
Adam Scott.
just his facial expressions. Because I remember when this came out, I had just started watching Parks and Rec. And
Okay.
I really liked him in that. And then like I was like, oh, he's in this, okay. And like his facial expressions just I could literally just watch a movie where he doesn't say a word, just makes facial expressions.
An alumni from another movie that you and I love, Jamie.
what?
Piranha.
Oh yes, he is. I had to think. Because he's the marine biologist or whatever, right?
Yeah.
He's like a scientist. or
Very
something. Yep.
convincing as a scientist.
Yeah. You could put Adam Scott in any role, and I'll just be like, "Yep, that's fine." Adam,
buy it.
he could
I
do
buy
that. Of course, he could do it.
Any other thoughts? I do have a couple of fun little pieces of trivia on
Oh,
those.
you
I
so-
can't wait
it's-
for these.
Dave, it's Christmas.
I know, and I think you'll be pleased. Like I said, this is just some stuff. It's
All right.
mainly about folklore because I did keep you in mind while I was finding some of this trivia. The first one is that I didn't realize that Krampus is actually, and you hit on it a minute ago, Eli. It is a huge part of the Austrian and German
Yeah.
holiday. Like, I mean, he is as decorated as Saint Nicholas in
Mhm.
Austria and in Germany.
December 5th. They have
Yeah.
the Christmas dinner day for Krampus, and there's a like I know in Germany there's I mean all across like
Krampusnacht or
Scandinavia,
something.
yeah, but in Germany they have like huge parades,
Mhm.
like I think it's a holiday, like people have off.
Well,
But
and-
is
all about
it?
Krampus.
Is he evil though? He's evil though,
Oh,
right? Like, are
yeah.
they
Oh,
teasing
yeah.
him? Is it like to give
Well,
him
it's like it's a thing to be like, hey, we know you're watching, and look, we're
Oh
like,
yeah, okay,
we're
that's what I
being
thought. Yeah,
good, and
Uh-huh.
ha ha ha, please don't come beat us with your giant
that's
fucking birch stick bundle with all your other demon goat men.
Well, one of the things that I read that really confused me and would not work in America, especially 2022 America, is apparently that night on December 5th, all of the grown adult men in some of the villages will dress up like Krampus just to go out and terrify all of the children in the
Yeah.
town.
There's actually videos.
That's going to go
awesome.
south in a hurry.
I like that.
Here's what's crazy.
that
You
a
can
lot.
find videos on YouTube, right? It's like this weird, like I don't even think they planned it. It's just this weird thing that some guys are like, I'm gonna have to dress up as Krampus, just wander around in the middle of the night.
Screw
And like
around with
the
kids.
families know, and there's videos where like parents wake their children up. And they go,
Get them scared.
they're like, have you been good? And the kid's like, what are you talking about? He's like, look out the window, and you just see this huge goat man just like walking around with this big bundle of
Oh
like
my
sticks.
God.
And like these kids, there's like one video I watched, like it's weird. There's like a beat. Like they take this kid to the window, and you just see this thing like it looks like signs, walks across the window, and like there's dead silence, and this kid lets out this blood curdling scream, and the parents are just like,
I love this.
No wonder the Germans are so humorless.
and like and it's not even like it's just that night, like when it's dark out. So like at midnight, the clock ticks midnight, it's December 5th. There's guys out there dressed as Krampus.
I love this so much.
You know, then it gets daylight, they have their parade, they have their feast. 5:30 comes around, starting getting dark. All of a sudden, you just have Krampuses just wandering around the villages.
I feel like I could get this going in New York.
I don't
we
think
have
we have to
fucking-
work
It's
that
gonna go
hard.
we have
bad. in there.
SantaCon. Yeah,
Listen.
it's gonna go. We have stupid fucking SantaCon. If I can like replace that
There's
with
a
this
difference.
Krampus debauchery.
There's a difference. I don't think as many individuals has guns in Germany as they
Exactly.
do in the U.S. So like, I
Dave's
feel
not
like it's-
comfortable going out at night to walk his
No.
dog, much less
no,
dress up as an evil
I-
demon and
yeah, not happening.
peek into the stranger or the neighbor's bedroom windows. It's not going to go
I'm
well.
gonna find a it's gonna start like just me like so SantaCon. Oh fuck, this weekend would be SantaCon. It's always like this weekend of December.
You're
coming
going to
up.
go dress as
Um,
Krampus?
Yeah, I'm gonna be the soul. Like I'm gonna be like that. I'm gonna start my cramp, and we're just gonna like rampage the SantaCon assholes, and I'm just gonna like we're just gonna throw them all over.
Beat
the
them with
place
your
and, like,
sticks? Yep.
Yes,
You
beat
know
them
what?
all with sticks.
I-
If no one's experienced it, SantaCon is the worst thing to occur.
I've heard
city.
it's awful.
It's fucking
What
terrible.
is it? Is it just a bunch of
So
Santas?
it's a bar crawl.
Oh.
Yes, it's a bar crawl, and everybody dresses up like Santa. But it's in Lower Manhattan, which is where I happen to live, and like it's gotten to the point that few things bars have put up signs that say they will not welcome Santas on that day anymore because like they're young, a lot. We're talking college kids and whatever, and they're shit faced. Like they
yeah.
are the drunkest you've ever seen in your life. This goes beyond St. Patrick's Day, which also is a mess here. But like they're just throwing up in the middle of the street, and they're just like, the best part is the next day though. Like the walk of shames, the random Santas and Mrs. Clauses and reindeer you
Half-dressed
see.
Santas.
Just walking through the fucking city. Like, and nothing will stop them. It has been raining on SantaCon. It has been snowing on SantaCon.
It's going to happen.
And they will make this happen. And it's like, it's
Maybe you should get the Krampus thing going, Jamie, because people are afraid to leave their
Start beating 'em.
houses. Like there's stories where like jobs that are open, they'll have people go dressed as Krampus into these jobs, not say anything, and just hold out money cans for charity. And like there's videos, and like you'll see some of these people, like they're like, oh, okay, haha. And there's some people like it's almost like they have that 1,000-yard stare from they were a child. And like
What's
they got
happening?
woken up in the middle of the night. They're like, here's all my money, Krampus. I'm a good boy still.
I
We're
gotta
cool,
get this
right?
started. You guys gotta help me. Like we gotta figure out a way to do. It's gonna be like the anti-SantaCon, and then
Listen.
all the bars are gonna welcome us because they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're
I'll
keeping
dress
away
as
the
Krampus
Santas."
if you want, but I want driven around like the Pope Mobile with that big like bulletproof glass shell over me.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
I'm telling you,
It's New York City. You're gonna
It's,
look just like every other person there, even though you're just like Krampus.
Well, I've got a little story to add to this, and some of you may have heard earlier. I posted this on our Slack. So I am working with a client in our town, taking them to different executives to meet throughout the day. So we took a break at lunch. They had to go do some other things, so I was eating lunch by myself. I went to the fanciest restaurant that I'm comfortable going to, which is Waffle House.
second best restaurant in the world.
So-
Second best restaurant in
So
the
I
world.
slide into my favorite Waffle House and then sitting there and reading emails and all of that while I'm eating my all-star breakfast as you do at
Oh,
lunch.
Oh,
Nice choice.
So there's this
Mm.
guy sitting at the front at the high seats. One of the most majestic white beards and the turned up mustache. No question at all what this guy does for a living. But he keeps looking over at me, and I'm just trying to like do my work and answer my emails and make my calls. literally about halfway through, he just walks over to me and looks at me and he goes, I need you to do something. And he hands me his card. He's a Santa Claus talent scout. And he said, just think about it. That's all. And walks out. And the guy's like in denim and a flannel shirt. He's got full sleeve tattoos on both sides that obviously end at the wrist, so he can still wear a Santa suit. But he's got the coolest tattoos above that and this awesome beard. And then he's got his check Vans on and he's like, think about it. So I don't want to brag, but this may be my new future.
I mean,
So
Dave.
who's gonna be your Krampus then?
I
You.
think we know. I think
Yeah.
It's gonna be me.
I mean, Dave.
You only
are you
asked that
thinking about
question
it?
for the answer.
I did.
I did bring the card home, John. I did.
Okay.
I didn't throw anything away. I got a good
I
kick
mean,
out
the
of it.
important thing is though, like, what level of Santa? Like, do you have to be a mall Santa, or are you going to be
Exactly,
like
yeah.
some high class Santa and like some advertising,
I
like
have no
you know,
idea.
like
Like one of the Santas in like the Mercedes commercials.
yeah, or are you going to be like a Santa in like a strip mall at like the the furniture store?
I thought you were gonna
Just,
say
like,
Santa in a strip club, and I'm like, that'd be
Then
gross.
That
I'm
too.
in. Then
that
I'm in.
too.
I was gonna say Dave could go for Rakuten Santa.
I'm going to be the Santa at the axe throwing.
There you
I
go.
think
Alright.
so.
That's where I'll be.
Just walking out in the woods.
It was just the weirdest thing that's happened to me in a long time.
That is a weird. I mean, that's a weird. That's you're probably one of the very few that has happened
Exactly.
to.
Yeah. Apparently, I got profiled as having the look of a Santa.
Well, if you do get the Santa suit, Dave, I know you still have a little one in the house.
Mm-hmm.
If you do get that Santa suit, please can you just like wake up before she does and just fall asleep on the couch with your like empty sack like you just got in from like going around the world all night one
Actually,
time.
Dave's the only one here with kids. Have you ever dressed when your kids were little?
No.
As Santa? Because my dad did.
Now we
think,
go
when
to
I was
Santa
really,
every
really
year.
little.
But,
So did I.
never
Went to the
dressed.
Macy's. So guys, just for everybody listening, the only real Santa is the one in Macy's on 34th Street.
That's a
Sorry, you
fact.
guys are all meeting the fake Santa because the real one is in
What?
34th Street in Macy's. Miracle on 34th Street. That's
Yeah.
the real Santa. He's in Macy's.
It's science.
That's the one I
John.
always
Yeah.
went to. Yeah. That's the
Mhm.
real Santa, guys. I'm sorry. Hate to break it to you. Everybody else just filling in and reporting back.
And that guy's got to be psychotic at the end of the
Oh
Christmas
God.
season. The
Well, now,
34th
so what's
Street.
funny is like I'm pretty sure. I mean, maybe it was always like this. I don't know. When I was little, things evolve over the years. But like now, as an adult, if I haven't been in Macy's in a while, COVID, etc. But like when you went to that floor, it's like all blocked off, and it's like a maze of like because they need to line up the hundreds of people and thousands of people. But I'm pretty sure there's like 8 Santas in there, right? Like there has to be. Like there's no way there's
Oh, yeah.
one guy doing every
It's shift
family,
work,
right?
yeah.
It's like thousands of people in a day, I assume, or whatever. Like, yeah, and there's like 8 little stations that you don't see because of this maze of a line, and like there's just all these little Santas in these little houses things. Like
You don't
it's
know
on like
which
the
one you're
8th
going
floor. I don't know. I think that's the floor it used to be on.
I'm just saying, Dave, if you decide to do this, you have to tell them you and I are a package deal. Because the way we'll do it, right? You'll be sitting in your Santa chair, kids will be coming up, whatever. And then, like, if kids cross something in line, like, I'll poke out behind decorations, like wearing weird furs, just hitting stuff with a stick, just looking at them with like
Just
devil
a bundle
Maybe-
of switches.
Maybe
like,
you could be the
Yeah.
Santa at the end of the Thanksgiving Day parade next year.
There you go.
That's also the real Santa, though. Sorry. So you
And like,
can't-
I'll
you
crawl
can't.
out of your sack, be like, ah.
See,
That's
I
the
don't
real
know-
34th Street Santa. Sorry. It's just, you can't.
Yeah, that's the big show. I won't be ready
That's
for
you.
that for years.
You could be
so.
on his float, maybe though, as extra Santas.
If you want, we could fight them for it.
I just want to be the Santa at Bristol Motor Speedway here in my
There you go. Now we're talking.
the
Anyway,
flannel Santa. So anyway, that was my weirdness for the holiday season that happened today. Other pieces of trivia I thought were fun. Dougherty, as Eli had mentioned, Dougherty did want this to be a darker version of a true Christmas family story. And the way he described it, and I think you may have even said this earlier, Jamie, is the way he described his concept for Krampus is that he's literally the shadow of Santa Claus. Like he is the same persona as Santa. He's just the dark side of, sort of the
Yeah,
shadow
the
version
opposite.
of,
Yeah.
which is an interesting take.
He went with the popular lore.
Okay.
the lame street media, as you
Yeah,
call it.
lame stream
mean-
media.
you mean the one for theatrical release? Yes.
Why couldn't you have a theatrical release for a demon that beats
Or-
children with a giant bundle of sticks?
You don't
Again,
understand?
he wanted a PG-13 holiday movie.
You can
Well,
make PG-13.
and that's one of the pieces of trivia that I pulled out. It was actually Legendary Pictures that demanded a PG-13 before they would greenlight. No, it was Universal that pushed for PG-13 before they would greenlight Legendary Pictures to make this movie. I would love to see an R cut of this movie
So would I. Yeah.
because I know what Dougherty would do with that. I mean, the thing that I think is missing is the follow through on the kills. Like everything's edited to where you don't really get to see all of those kills. And then there's the problematic of, did they actually ever get killed, or was that all, to your point earlier, Jaime, just illusion that was happening in the round? But I would love to see an R cut of.
Oh
this
yeah.
movie.
I mean, there's. I was thinking this when I was watching it today, and I've seen this many, many times, and I assume based on everybody's reactions, more than everybody here. But like, there's no blood in this movie, right? There's not.
Right.
Not a drop
There's like,
of it.
well, I think a little bit will trickle
Oh.
down. What's his
When?
face?
Yeah.
When
Koechner
he's
gets his leg
yeah.
bit.
when he's
Oh,
his
okay,
leg bit,
okay,
yeah.
Some
okay,
blood
okay.
spatter,
But that's
yeah.
it. Yeah, but like otherwise,
Nothing
all this stuff
crazy.
happens very off.
It's no Terrifier.
Right. Or it's not even
The
a
hell
trick or
thing
treat.
is.
I mean, yeah.
No, it's not trick or treat. It's not trick or treat at all. But I think it works for what it is. I would like to see the other cut of it, but I also think this movie completely works with no blood because
Sure.
again, it's silly and fun, and like.
And he wanted to keep that Christmas spirit kind of going instead of making it go black, for sure.
I mean, except that they all die. Well, for a period of time, they all die.
Mhm.
It's, you know.
Gingerbread
Did they?
men don't bleed.
Well, I mean, the girl gets eaten by a Jack in the Box.
Yeah,
at one
but
point.
only,
Like,
third, fourth, fifth, ninth chances.
Oh, Eli, let it go.
Never. I don't let anything go.
Oh, I know.
You should know
Yeah,
me by now.
we're
Hey,
well aware.
trucies. Trucies. Trucies.
This is our mission now, John. We're going to break this up in the new year. That's
It
our
happens.
resolution.
I
There's-
feel like
It's our
Jamie
resolution.
Jamie and I's
Oh.
bond just strengthen as time goes on. You know what I mean?
I think
Yeah.
we need to do volume 2 of the Blair Witch Project conversation. I think that'll be all we need to.
Oh.
We just, hey,
Bring
you know
us
what?
up.
You try, but you know
Foreshadowing.
what happens? These two bad boys whip out, do a little loo, and we're good.
I don't know what
Solid.
that means, and I don't want to know.
Trucies. That's what that means. That's our symbol for
Wow.
trucyism.
And also, I assume most people listen to this, not watch. So that's
Exactly.
just funny. It's just-
Well, that's for them to find out. You know what I mean?
Sounds like a turkey call.
Oh God.
No, it's
Okay.
Trucy's turkeys.
I just have a couple more. One of this, and this one is mainly for Jaime. In the radio, in the plow truck, when it's talking about the blizzard warnings and everything's going on, it's naming off the counties. One of the counties that it names off is Warren Valley. You know what Warren Valley is, right?
No.
That's the city where Trick or Treat happened.
Oh, is it? I don't know
Yeah.
that. I didn't know the city name in Trick or Treat.
That's cool.
That's adorable. Well, you may touch on it. Do you know there was supposed to be more Easter eggs to Trick or Treat in this movie?
No, I didn't.
Oh, so I have one just to take. I'm
Yeah.
not to cut into your, but just
No, go
so
ahead.
he had some Easter eggs that like he likes to say he thinks this exists in the same world, but you could say that about anything, obviously. Like he likes to think that this exists in the same universe as Trick or Treat. And one of the deleted scenes had Max like offering the family candy, and all the candy was going to be the Trick or Treat candy, including like
nice.
Sam's
Oh,
lollipop and stuff. So like because I think and I didn't even get to watch the scene, but like I think Trick or Treat apparently made up a bunch of candy bars and things like that in Trick or Treat. So like especially I guess the one that Sam holds, not the lollipop, but even he holds the candy bar at one point.
With the razor in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, but so those candy bars were like in the candy thing.
Oh, cool.
That's cute. It's adorable.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that. It's fun when directors do that kind of stuff. I always get a kick out of it. Now, I didn't pick up on the Warren Valley thing. It's something I read online, and then I went back
Okay.
and checked it. But
So that's one of them, and then the candy would have been another, and I'm
Right.
sure there was like something else to throw away, but I don't know. But that's
Well,
adorable.
the evil elves, they look very much like the kids that come out of the lake
With
in Trick or
the,
Treat.
Yeah.
the
The
bus,
masks are
the
very
bus scene.
similar.
Yeah.
And to that point, that's one of the things that bothered me the first couple times I saw it. I was trying to place this aesthetic because it's not complete. Excuse me. I'll cut that out. It's not exactly the same as Trick or Treat, but it's very referential of it. But there were some creature designs in it that really made me. It was reminding me of other movies, and what I realized in this last one is there's a lot of design aesthetic that's in this that is very similar to the new creature designs they've been doing in the Godzilla and King Kong universe. And sure enough, I went and looked, and it's the same art department. The concept artists that were working on that, they did a lot of this. So everything's very bony, and structurally it's very bony. The guy who did this is Jared Cherchevsky, and he's also working on the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 creatures as well. So I think that a lot of those aliens have that same kind of stuff to it. So it was interesting to get validation that I was picking up on something that I had seen in some other stuff, because those are very unique creatures in the new Godzilla universe, which I love. And I saw a lot of that in not just the toys, but the elves, and then obviously Krampus himself, who has the skin face on it and the huge horns, because obviously Jerry Chizhevsky also designed the antlers creature.
Yeah, I knew that was coming, you son of a bitch. I knew it was coming. And it's Christmas, Dave. You should be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed. Ashamed. You want to end the year with that piece of shit?
Why don't you just always accept that it's coming? And then,
Because I would like to think one day he would
has hope in his heart.
These people need jobs,
I don't want to bring vengeance upon Dave, and I keep trying to extend out, and he just keeps shitting on my porch. So sorry, buddy. And one of these days I'm gonna have to rub your face on it.
So
keep saying one of these days.
You get so aggressive about this, and I don't understand why. It's just facts that I'm bringing to you. I'm not making this stuff up.
You are purposely finding those facts.
But then you threaten me, and then I feel in danger, and I have a fight or flight response.
Listen, I'm the new Krampus, okay? Just don't be surprised if Christmas morning you don't open your door to get the paper and there's Eli in furs with a bundle of sticks just hitting you.
Well, and understand that, as the person who edits the podcast, it may not be a great idea to extend personal threats to me.
I didn't say I was going to hit you hard. I just said I was going to hit you with the bundle of sticks.
Oh, man, traveling across state lines to hit somebody with a stick is kind of crazy.
I'm not carrying the sticks across state lines. I'll pick them up when I get there.
Okay.
Like that even matters.
He's out in Dave's yard just picking up sticks.
Christmas morning, he's looking out the window. I'm in my whitey tighties wrapped in a fur, picking up sticks.
Get out here
with weird goat horns. Just all right.
Dave just slowly closes the door and locks it. Eli's just stuck out there.
Wait, I hadn't thought about locks.
Hey, that door has to come unlocked eventually.
So just for me, for the sake of the holidays, just give me one of your classic Mole King, fill your mouth with ash and whoa.
You want me to do it? Yeah. All right. Well, but since you asked highly, it's coming, Dave. Listen, it's coming. I want you to know I've tried to be nice. I've tried to bring peace, but the day is coming where you'll taste ash in your mouth and know the debt has been paid. Coming very soon.
I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen Game of Thrones, but everybody that has knows you've stolen that one from Tyrion.
But I say it better.
No.
Listen, I don't want to say anything. I taught Peter Dinklage everything I know.
Oh boy.
Also an elf.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Wait, what's an elf? What?
Peter Dinklage.
He plays
the I know who he
guy.
is. Yeah, I know who he is.
I taught him everything I knew. I don't know if you knew that.
No one knows that because it never happened.
How do you know? Are you with me 24 hours a day?
Have you ever seen Eli and Peter Dinklage in the same room? That's his favorite question to ask.
Yeah. Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen Peter Dinklage in a room? Have you ever not seen us in a room together? You don't know. So.
Yeah, I have seen you in a room without him.
But have you seen me in a room with him? Yeah, see?
Now we're back to drunk.
See what I did there?
Never mind. Can
see
we? No, let's.
We're not going to play whack-a-mole theories with you, Eli.
Now we're back to drunk uncle.
Not theories. It's the truth.
All right.
The 11 o'clock at night, 12th beer conspiracy theory drunk uncle is about to pop off. And to that point, and we'll get to
that's on Campfire Tales.
That's coming to Campfire Tales. And I can't wait because I think I'm assuming that he's going to go deep on this one.
Yeah, we're talking about Krampus.
Exactly.
I was going to say, please tell me we're talking about Krampus.
We're going to talk about mermaids.
Oh,
no, we're talking about Krampus. I'm just fucking around.
I thought you were going to talk about the Legend of Christmas Creek.
Well, because he does. He goes
In
so
the
off
Christmas
topic
Sam
sometimes. But
Squanch.
like, I need to learn about
That's to keep
Krampus.
you on your
Like, this is
toes,
like
yeah.
like this is like
What
a big
about the
one.
bunny man? You gonna talk about the bunny man this
We
week?
No,
already
we
did.
did Krampus.
No,
Yeah.
but I mean,
We
you're-
broke Bunny Man wide open. I
Yeah,
think we've
wide
brought a
open.
lot-
you
brought a
you
lot of
wasted the
details.
bunny man, not on Easter too.
Because there's
volume
other
2.
stuff to do, my guy. Listen,
Be-
listen.
before we get
You let
into
me
this,
handle the
wait.
lores, all right? You let me handle this.
All right, everybody, this is just a small preview of what you can taste over at the campfire. So
Exactly. So before we get to that, let's actually rate this movie and
Oh,
close
yeah.
it before we actually get too far into it. So I'm going to because she loves it, I'm going to let her start off. Jamie, tell us what your Blaze rating for Krampus is.
I am going to go out on a limb and put this as my trail family, since I tried to make this a yearly family tradition. So much so that because I love this movie.
Well,
So
that was my instinct, because you came to its defense pretty quick when we started
yeah,
talking
I
about
love this
story.
movie.
Yeah.
And again, I think because I don't like a lot of Christmas movies, and I obviously love horror, and it's pretty much all I watch, like, this fits that slot so nicely. And like, how many times can I watch Elf, and how many times can I watch A Christmas Story, which is my bigger family's tradition. Like,
Oh, okay.
when we're all together, my uncle, it's my uncle's like absolute favorite. So like,
Is that the drunk uncle?
every Christmas, every Christmas at my grandmother's house, we have to have it on in the other room regardless. Like, it just has to be on.
That's
in the
kind of
background.
awesome.
So,
I kind of love that.
yeah,
Is that
we
the
just have to
grandma
have
who's
it on.
gonna make us breakfast?
Yeah, the one
We
that you have to
come out
come,
and smell
you
your
have
pea
to come
field?
cook
Yeah.
with. We gotta learn how to make like meatballs and her sauce.
Wait, she gonna make meatballs for breakfast?
No, not for, she's gonna teach us how to make meatballs,
Oh,
because I still
fantastic.
haven't. But I don't eat meat, so
Can she
you
make 'em
have
for
to make
breakfast?
them. Sure, she can make them for whatever you want.
Nice.
Anyway,
Nothing better than old
so
breakfast meatball.
Jamie's volunteered her grandmother for a lot of work on the spot.
so
And
anyway,
apparently it smells like pea there. So
not at my grandmother's. Anyway, yes. So I'm gonna say that this is Trail Family because I fucking love this movie so much so, and I think it should be one of everybody's Christmas movie. All these channels do like countdowns to Christmas and stuff. Like, this one should definitely be in there because it's so good.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
it.
offensive, and it's a lot of fun, and it's gorgeous.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And you guys are right though. Like, even if like it is gorgeous, like it really is. But
Mhm.
yeah.
All right. Elijah Woods, you are called to give a rating of Krampus.
if I'm being honest, I'd say this is probably one of them blue blazers you walk one time and go, I don't need to walk in, but I'm fine that I walk it.
Fun little distraction.
Yeah,
That's fair
it's a
enough.
fun little walk, and if I never walk again, that's okay.
It's okay. You'll survive.
Yeah.
Master Jonathan from the
Oh.
north. What say you?
Sorry.
I taught him how to talk like that.
We can tell.
Easy. Now I feel offended.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call this a gingerbread family trail.
Yay.
So yeah,
Always
I
got to
love
mess
this
it up.
movie.
I don't think John's ever used the actual official rating system.
I don't think he has
I
either.
tried.
This was my first time.
I
This
tried.
was Eli usually makes teal because
Yeah.
he just does that every time. He makes teal, and
Oh,
John tries
or
to make
brown.
just make another name for the
I've
trail.
done teal and brown, but that's just because we've watched a lot of teal and brown movies.
But you've
okay?
only
I'm a
done
fuck.
brown once, and I take that as a personal affront because
I've done
brown's
brown twice.
on there for you.
Look, I've done brown twice, and then I did a green once, but I said it was only green because there's a mix of brown and yellow.
Yeah, he did
So
some.
you didn't
that's
do
the teal.
green, you
What's
did
one of the
teal,
teal
yeah.
ones? I think. Yeah, he did a few teal ones when
And
he
I've
went
done
off.
some
He
teals.
went off the path.
See, if we would have done Blood Rage for Thanksgiving, I would have had a cranberry red trail. So
Yeah, perfect. So this one for me is a green blaze. It's a lot of fun. It's even more
Nice.
fun if you can kind of get your head in a proper space. This movie is a trip. I'll put it that way because it is gorgeous, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to be lucid to follow the story because that's not the point. The point is to really
Because there is none.
Fairly easy.
exactly.
Boom, roasted.
So you just lay back in your couch and you let this movie wash over you, and it's fantastic. So it is a solid green blaze pull. So on that, we are going to close our final review of the year. It's crazy. This is our final review of 2022. Thank you to everybody who's listened. We do hope, all joking aside, that you have an amazing holiday season with the people that you love and that love you, and we're those people. we love y'all. So we
Obviously.
hope you have a great holiday. If you don't mind, we would ask you to jump on and subscribe and rate the show. It's the holiday season. I don't think we really need to tell you about the ratings. You know what to do.
5 stars. You're required.
Well, apparently, Eli
stars are
thinks you
good
need
too.
to be told. what
Well,
to
actually,
do.
you know what? I'm looking to maybe start opening applications for the Mole Kingdom. Part of the prerequisites to even apply, 5-star review.
5-star review. That
Wow.
that bumps you to the top of the list.
Top list. You're and not even the top list. I review your application personally.
Wow.
Fair
As
enough.
opposed to
One of my
You don't
mole
get to ask those
cabinet.
questions, Jamie.
Yeah, someone in the mole cabinet.
me, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I've been in.
Well,
my job.
you know what? The way things are going,
No, I will
they've
not
been
be
building.
reviewing
They've been
these.
building your. You're not invited. But Jamie, they've been
I'm
building
well aware,
your.
and I'm happy.
They've been building your chair. You know, we got
They've
a
been building my
cool.
chair for a while. I hope it's a nice big one.
Oh, it
Some
is right
engravings.
there in the Blu-ray DVD room. It's even got your name engraved in it, and just for you, been having them stock up on vegetarian food and vegan food.
Oh,
So
how
just for you.
sweet! Thank you.
Yeah,
Not-
see?
you're not even talking about all the Coke Zero you're going to
Exclusives.
acquire.
Coke
Who
Zero.
drinks Coke Zero?
Cherry Coke Zero.
Me.
Oh, you know what? Hey, I'll put an order in. That's what you want?
Thank you.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
So Jamie and I will be viewing your applications, personally. 5-star review.
John and I will be at the local pub.
Yeah. Waiting for the
Enjoying-
lizard people
Enjoying
to
the
eat your brain.
conveniences of civilization.
Well, there
Yeah.
won't be none when the lizard people come. So
We'll be doing the Santa
Well,
crawl.
Me, the Santas, and the lizard people will be tossing back a beer or 7.
You guys would make it maybe 2 minutes of SantaCon before you want to kill yourselves.
That's true. I'm not a people person.
I
to
did.
start
I
with,
wasn't
so-
talking
Trust
about
me.
this. I wasn't talking about the SantaCon Santas. I'm talking about sleeve tattooed Santa.
Okay.
Talent scout to Santa.
Yeah.
So
and Dave's thinking about it.
exactly. Hey, you don't take anything off the table. Always have your yes available, especially at the holidays, John. So thank you for listening. We do ask you to rate. If you want to learn more about this here podcast or the other stuff we've got going on, we do recommend that you go over to our website, thewickedwild.com. I just did a major revamp of the site. Jamie will be happy. I don't know if she's been on there yet, but I recategorized and reflowed the shop so it's a lot more easy to
Yay!
get through. And then we've adjusted a few things. While you're over there, do jump over to the cinema road trip, the regional cinema road trip that Joe Ferry's been doing. He's written an article there that's really fantastic, and he's working on others. Eli said he was going to, and I'll just put him on blast right now.
Listen,
still
hey,
got shit for him.
I also owe you a book review.
Hey,
so
here's how we're gonna do this, right? I've been waiting to be given the okay. I didn't know we were ready for my stuff.
boy.
Ready, set, go. What do you?
Okay, well,
Who
I'll
you
I'll-
waiting
you
on?
need
have them-
permission to do this?
Well, we keep saying
I
like
didn't think
we're
the Mole
building it and
King
stuff.
required
And,
permission to do anything.
First off,
Exactly.
Mole
Yeah,
King
so you
don't
just
require
did
permission
things
from
on your
nobody.
own turn. Yeah,
The
on your
Mole
own
King
turn.
was being courteous because he didn't know if the map was ready for my parts. He was just waiting for the okay. That's all. Mole King's
Wow.
just trying to be courteous because he's a courteous king.
Eli, we are
That's
open
me.
for business.
Well, then I'll
Bring
get
us
them to
your
you.
rantings. It either goes on the website or in my Creed Thoughts blog. I'll read it first and I'll make the decision on where it goes.
You know what? That's a little uncalled for. You
If-
can't hoard the wisdom I betrothed to you just to yourself.
Are you literally saying I can't hide your light under a bushel?
You cannot
So-
have my land in the bushel. And I'm also, to be honest with you, you're revamping all this website. Where's the link to join the Mole King army? Didn't see one of them.
Oh, it's on there. Yeah.
You really
it's
just want
hidden
just
deep.
anybody? You want just
No,
anybody
that's where they
applying?
submit their
I don't know
application.
that. I don't
No.
know that I want to be a part of
No,
this.
no, listen. No, truces. That's where they submit their application for us to review, right? Because we don't want them having our address
right, but-
given to us.
Wow. You know, this exclusive club that everybody was trying to get in but can never get the invite
know
is
what,
now
Jamie?
open to the public.
We could do a cool patch that we could wear motorcycle vest.
Oh my God.
You live underground. No one's going to
Wait.
see these patches.
I thought
Well,
you were living
we're
in your
now.
underwear, first of all.
Well,
Exactly.
no, that's what I'm digging. But I'm thinking like right, that's how we distinguish
That's his
ourselves. Like
work uniform.
I'll
Oh my
have
God.
the king patch, right? You'll have what cabinet position would you like?
I
Oh
don't
my
know. when I'm
gosh.
there.
Dave,
We'll give you one.
turn Eli down.
Mute Eli.
If you want to
Yes.
follow us, and I don't know that the Mole King, who he should have, I don't know why he's waiting around Most kings should have his own social media at this point. I don't know what he's waiting for. But if you want
I
to
should.
follow The Wicked Wild, it's at Wicked Wild. We are only on Twitter. We are not on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or any of the young folk hangouts. And as we mentioned last time, we're only on Twitter until it goes completely implodes in on itself, which
Oh yeah, didn't we
could
think it
happen
would be
any
gone
moment.
by this time or
Yeah,
something?
Mm.
We're
it beat the
still-
bets. The betting pool is still going.
It'll be
so,
gone soon. Give
It-
Elon a few. Just give him a little bit longer.
yeah.
Some fires burn slow.
And when it's gone, we gone from
We're-
social media. Let's put it that way. Or you could follow us on YouTube. We do take each of these episodes now. We throw them up on YouTube so you can see our goofy expressions and eyeballing each other and the looks of threat that Eli gives to each of us as we talk.
Yeah.
But those
Some of
come out
our
every week.
facial reactions.
Exactly. It tells much more of the story if you get to see each of us reacting to one another. If you have any questions or insights, or if you have any thoughts that you might want us to share on the podcast, you can email me at podcast, PODCAST, at thewickedwild.com. Anything else, guys? Well, you know
No.
what that means. You better
Time to go
watch
get
out.
lost.
Oh, also check
Better
out
not
Campfire
cry.
Tales
You better
because
not
you
cry.
skipped that part. Now who's
Telling
making
you,
mistakes? You are.
Santa Dave is coming.
Forgets about Campfire
So-
Tales.
I didn't forget about it. You railroad the
You're like,
freaking
hold on,
rating
let's
system to
get
talk
there.
about the Campfire
Whoa,
Tales.
what? Whoa. First off, didn't bring that up. But hey, Campfire Tales. Listen, talk
Hey,
about Krampus.
I don't have truces. Come at me, bro.
Hey, you want to do this?
Remember that I edit the podcast.
Hey, if we're gonna do this, we gotta
Hopefully,
do it the
all
right
of
way.
this is going to be edited out
Nope.
by the
Keep it
time
in there.
someone listens.
We're gonna fight in our underwear, covered in grease, like wrestlers of
God.
old.
Hard
Oh.
pass.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Well, Merry Christmas. We do have we have to remind you one last time for 2022. We will see you on the flip side with our 23 stuff. But you need to get out there. You're off for the holidays. You might have an extra couple of days off. Get the friggin' out there and get lost, because it is the only place you're gonna find yourself. Am I right?
Yes.
Amen.
All right.
Or a bear.
Bears don't scare me.
I'm scared of no bears.
I got bears in my house all the time. I'm always sending you all videos of the bears. In my house.
It's true.
Mm, there's.
I'd ride a bear into battle.
Oh my lord. Mute Eli. Let's go.
Good night, all.